The terror you have just seen was caused by science fiction. Everything else in this motion picture that you will see is science fact. The phenomena you are about to witness could well revolutionize your way of thinking. We are presenting startling facts and evidence that take up where other explanations leave off. Some of these revelations may very well go against things you have been taught and perhaps believed all your life. Prepare yourself for the evidence which will follow. The producers accept no responsibility for any mental trauma caused by the contents of this motion picture.
Del sol.
Mira qué color. O sea, es que es impresionante, no me puedo creer.
Es que parece que está en fuego.
Es impresionante.
Mira, 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 mira.
Es una puta pasada.
Mira, hermana.
Mucho más nítido que el mío.
Es muy fuerte esto. Pero
Just had another one show up about my 1 o'clock, about 1,000 feet high, zipping towards us and then back out towards the ocean. It's red in color, moving at extreme speeds. I don't even know how to describe how fast it's moving. 6 kilometers per hour. You are cleared to maneuver as necessary left and right to avoid the UFO out there, and all the reports you give us are good information. Appreciate it. Thank you. Any chance you're able to tell me that? We're trying right now, one in the Foxtrot. It's weird. It's a red circular shape, and it keeps zipping out towards the ocean and then coming back in about, I don't know, 20 miles or closer to us, and then zips back out of the ocean. We can't see it. Hey, just wondering if you have any aircraft at our 10 o'clock, out over the coast that you're aware of. Kind of some interesting looking lights out there. Not satellites, but maybe aircraft.
How far out? Because I do have an aircraft at your 10 to 9 o'clock at about 120 miles out.
Possibly, yeah. It looks like at least 4 though. Something's flying. It's not satellites because they're changing direction. No, it's not Starlink, I promise. I know what that looks like.
FP9 6
Is there any military activity out straight ahead of us? Yeah, there's lots moving out there. Alright, I'm visually have eyes on what looks like an aircraft strobe that's at my 2 o'clock and 22 miles at my altitude. I'm actually showing him on PCAS. Do you see that one? West of Eugene. I mean, we're seeing 3 or 4 targets. You know, they're all altitudes up and down. It's pretty crazy.
I think it's just a plane, but it's like the...
I don't think it is. It's not leaving a trail. That's burning. Something's burning. What is that? I mean, don't you see the...
broad daylight in 2003, an anonymous amateur videographer captured a disc-shaped craft hovering 8 meters above ground between the Aviano military base and Valcellina in northern Italy. Against a cloudy sky, the object's reflective surface and subtle ambient lighting appear natural, with no visible flares or digital artifacts. Shot near the historic Ponte del Giulio, a 60-meter Bailey-type iron bridge built in 1875 that links Montereale Valcellina to Maniago, the raw footage was later delivered to ufologist Antonio Chiamiento in an envelope bearing the message, "I am afraid." A team of engineers examined the unedited video and confirmed its authenticity, finding no evidence of digital tampering. Local television and programs such as Studio Aperto then brought the footage to wider attention. An Austrian holidaymaker also reported seeing the same object between 9 and 10 a.m. as they departed a nearby campsite en route to Maniago. The 2003 Valcellina UFO sighting remains unexplained.
Here. Looks like a triangle.
It is a triangle with a red light in the middle.
Wow. That's a weird craft.
It is. The red light is right in the center of the triangle. That's unusual. That is weird. Now this is where you need to zoom in.
There's something right beside us. There's stuff moving in the bushes beside.
That is amazing.
It didn't have a tail, that's what I noticed.
No. You guys. I got that. I got that.
really something up there. Now, I estimate the humans up there, there's to be a 250 million people up there, but not only on the far side, but on the near side. A lot of people refer to, every once in a while, somebody will come on and say, I hear there's a base on the far side. Not a base. There's all kinds of towns, all kinds of cities there. And a couple of weeks ago, before I put that spaceport, I put a picture of Damoiseau. Damoiseau is on the near side. It's on the left side of the moon, looking at the moon, and it's a huge city. And if you look on my Facebook page and page down to Damoiseau, I put 3 or 4 pictures of this. Now, I don't remember where I got such a good photograph, because the ones in the Lunar Orbiter books isn't that good. But the one I posted is fantastic, and it just shows hundreds of buildings and streets and all kinds of stuff there. But there's a lot of stuff going on the moon there, and NASA, of course, tries to tell us that there's only one, the gravity is 1/6 that of Earth. That's wrong, because Newton was wrong, because he felt that gravity was made directly affected by the mass and the size of a planet. It has nothing to do with the mass or the size, and the actual gravity on the moon is 68.71% of Earth's gravity. And it has a breathable atmosphere. And in the next, tomorrow, I'm posting a photo that was taken by the Yerkes Observatory in 1946. And up towards the north part of the moon, to the northwest of Endymion, there was a huge explosion. And you can see, in this explosion, you can see dirt and debris and dust and vapor and whatever is there going in a vertical column all the way to the top of the atmosphere. Now, the atmosphere on the moon is a breathable atmosphere, and it's only about 15,000 to 18,000 feet high. And this accounts for, some people say, well, there can't be an atmosphere because we can't see it with an occultation. Well, the fact is it's not high enough to be able to see an occultation. And one thing I am posting tomorrow on this Yerkes 1946 picture is an excerpt from the book by V.A. Firstoff, and the title is The Strange World of the Moon. And he tells, when he was researching the moon, that he could see an atmosphere, and he tells how he saw it, even though it wasn't very thick. So the atmosphere up there is equal to 18,000 feet on Earth, and the people that are invited to go, and there have been thousands of people on Earth that have been taken by the people on the moon up there for a couple of weeks tour. Now, the first week is spent decompressing because of the places we live on the Earth is usually near sea level and not much higher than 5,000 feet. But the pressure on the moon is much less. It's equal to 18,000 feet here on Earth, and you have to decompress for about a week before you can get to the point where you'll be able to walk around and exist on the moon without feeling bad or getting bad. Now, in 1956, a guy went to the moon. He was invited up there, went through the decompression, and then was taken on a tour with some other people from Earth. His name was Howard Menger, and he did have a website for many years, and just recently we found out that it's not there anymore. anymore.
No, there's a direct interaction between the object and the tree. The tree vibrates obviously touched by the energy field of the craft. And the glow of the craft slightly illuminates both the tree and the bush. This footage is real.
Stop.
After a careful measurement, we found the tree to be 35 feet wide, with a distance of 345 feet from the camera. Therefore, the craft was at least 60 feet in diameter. What causes this strange luminosity? We still don't know, but one who might have had an answer was the late Colonel Philip Corso, a member of the National Security Council under President Eisenhower and head of the U.S. Army Foreign Technology Desk.
What you are seeing here, I told Diaz, is a flying saucer with its energy, propulsion energy on and going someplace. Either it's going or coming or accelerating. These colors are part of the guidance propulsion system. He took the pictures he had him. He never knew what this, well, he couldn't know an explanation like this. The explanation had to come from something like I was in, research and development, knowing about what they were, knowing what the guidance system was, knowing the type of propulsion systems, and knowing what was in space. Otherwise, a nice fellow like Diaz would have never known this. He had to be, say, maybe on the level that I was on. But more likely you would have been attacked by debunkers saying, oh, you don't know what you're doing. But you had something real here and never knew it.
Carlos Diaz documents are very important because they show a different category of intelligence, what could be called the bioplasmic form of intelligence that is even beyond the extraterrestrial, which is using metallurgical or physical spacecraft. Here we have seen by computer enhancements of the film actual realities, suggesting that this is a vehicle form that can change its shape, size, geometry in any number of ways. We are seeing in the Carlos Diaz material a whole new category of the UFO experience. We are going beyond the extraterrestrial into what could be called the ultra-terrestrial intelligence that is existing in a pure energy state.
What the fuck? floating there. What the fuck? What? Be a roof. I don't know what that is. I don't know what I'm looking at. I'm quite perplexed. I don't know where to go. Everything's still there. Is there a roof? It looks like a roof. I guess. It looks the same from every point, and I've been walking quite a bit now. What is that? What is it?
Does this seem normal to anyone else? Oh shoot.
Puede que sea el día de la independencia hoy día, weón, va a quedar la cagada que se van a enfrentar, weón. O será Goku, weón, que está haciendo la Genkidama, weón. Mira, weón. Voy a darle todo el aumento por los 126, weón.
Maravilla.
Mira, Carly, cómo se ve aquí en la pantalla. Ven a ver, culeo, mira cómo se ve aquí en la pantalla. Es un triángulo, weón, mira. Es un triángulo, weón, mira.
Sácale una foto,
¿Qué
weón,
weón?
estoy grabando.
No sé, pues, weón.
¿Estás grabando o sacando una foto?
Estoy grabando, weón. Mira.
Está como en alto, sí, la wea, pues.
Sí, pues, weón.
And this one, and there's one over here. Looks like it's holding some water. Huh? I think it's time to go.
Look, this is that colored thing.
Yeah, I know. Turn around.
Holy.
Stars are not orange.
What is that? What are you? No, Hiram, look. It just totally changed shapes on here. And I'm not moving. Okay, guys, if you watched from the beginning of this, you saw, look. What is that? What are you? What are you?
Seems friendly.
Hi. Do you want to change colors? Or is that just your color? What are you doing? Oh my god! What are you doing?
So that was it. That's the one that I saw.
Whoa! You're,
That's a drone.
You're very interesting. Oh my god!
What? It's turning into a circle!
Whoa!
Could you change colors?
Oh my god! It
Yeah!
did!
Yo, you're sweet!
Thank you for doing that for my baby.
Dude, you should come and dab me up. Seriously, not even gonna lie.
Oh my...
It's moving, man. It's like fucking... It's rotating.
Dude, it looks like the beginning of like a tornado.
Bro, what if...
No sé qué sea, chicos. Estoy aquí, son casi las 5 de la mañana. Estoy arriba de mi carro y de repente salió eso. Pero no se mueve.
La perspective. Pour montrer la taille, pour savoir...
Sort of a glass coffin-like structure that was being preserved. There was a lot of apparatus, tanks and so forth, probably some form of a cryogenic tank to preserve the body from decay.
鹿児島では夜空が突然真っ白のまばゆい光に包まれ、桜島がはっきりと浮かび上がりました。昨日午後11時過ぎ、西日本を中心に相次いで火球が目撃されました。
I got it. Oh, what is that?
It's got tentacles.
This is a telescope, and I don't know what this looks like bacteria or something.
Ew. That's so gross.
Oh wow, you got it.
Wait, hold on. Can I get it?
I don't know, y'all. This is kind of creepy.
Can I get it? Why?
Very creepy.
In March 2011, the world was shaken by a massive earthquake in Japan that caused widespread destruction and devastation. But the earthquake also triggered a mysterious event at a nuclear power plant in Fukushima. After the accident, 10 strange objects appeared in the sky above the damaged reactor and hovered over the site for several hours before disappearing into the night. The UFOs were there for a reason. It's well known that UFOs have a keen interest in our nuclear technology, and the Fukushima incident may have caught their attention. Were they there to monitor the situation, or perhaps to intervene in some way?
Para acá, güey. Sí, aquí lo estoy viendo, aquí lo estoy viendo, aquí está, lo estoy viendo. Mira un montón los ojos que tiene, dime si es un puto avión.
No sé. Sí se ve, pero no sé qué es.
We brought in one of Chicago's top sketch artists.
Followed the contours of the object.
So listen to Joe and draw a picture of what he says he saw.
More like an oval. Dark gray oval.
Because no photos have surfaced, and Joe doesn't know of any. Know what it looks like?
Very much so, yeah.
Other witnesses told an organization called the National UFO Reporting Center that the object eventually shot straight up in the sky at a great rate of speed.
Okay, I'm sorry. What can I do for you now? Alright, I told Dave there was a disc flying outside above Charlie 17, and he thought it was pretty much high. But, I'm not high and I'm not drinking. Yeah. So what you see is a picture of it. So if you guys see it out there... A disc? Like a frisbee? Like a UFO type thing. Yeah, okay. Okay? Yeah.
I mean, who knows what the bigger reason probably is that they can't explain these things, and they just don't want, they don't want to deal with them. It might frighten people. They don't have enough information. They don't like to say, well, there's something hovering above an airport, but we don't know what it was. So basically, they will come up with other explanations for it, such as that it was a weather phenomenon. That's what the FAA said about O'Hare, which is really an insult to the pilots who witnessed this thing and many other observers who know that it wasn't weather. I mean, it was hovering below a cloud bank, and all of a sudden it just shot straight up really fast through the cloud bank.
It was the fact that these were all such credible observers. These were pilots, these were ramp workers and mechanics who were jockeying planes back and forth from the hangar, who all, down to a person, reported the exact same sighting. This metallic gray spear-shaped or disc-shaped object hovering stationary in place about 1,500 feet above gate C-17. And then they all described this departure where it just left suddenly with such velocity and speed.
Check ça. Appelle-moi Jess, s'il te plaît.
Batman.
Écoute. C'est que vous avez eu, hein?
Un ange. On dirait une météorite. C'est quoi ça? Il est énorme. C'est une comète, ça, non? On dirait une espèce de comète.
Non, non, c'est... Mais quoi, c'est quoi?
C'est quoi ça?
Appelle la loi. Ok, mais ça.
C'est quoi je veux?
Ouais.
Mon camouflage. Yeah, mon camouflage.
On en a fait devant, regarde, on en a fait devant aussi.
Ouais, aussi.
Regarde, on en a fait de ce côté.
C'est un missile, ça, non?
Donc c'est un vaisseau, ça, non?
Yeah!
Regarde ça. Regarde ça.
Non, c'est quoi ça? Il y a un autre truc blanc. Mais c'est quoi ça?
Filmé, hein. Et c'est un vaisseau. Regarde sur le côté, il y a un truc en métallique. Regarde.
Ah ouais. Un vaisseau.
Filmé. Salut. Filmé. Ça, c'est quoi le truc?
Caralho, que porra é essa, viado?
Isso aqui, bichão. Aqui era Aracaré, aqui, rapaziada.
Tá, porra. Logo alienígena, viado. Olha lá o negão aqui, ó. Do nada, viado. Olha isso aqui, rapaziada. Aqui na Aracaré, mano. 3 bagulho, ó. Do nada, cuzão. Que porra é
Mano,
essa?
saiu do meio das nuvens o bagulho, tá ligado? Surgiu no meio das nuvens, mano. Dá uma olhada.
Olha lá, sumiu.
E a distância que nós tá vendo o bagulho.
Ah, sumiu.
Tá caindo, tá ligado, rapaziada? Ó, se liga.
Ah, desapareceu, já era.
Desapareceu, tio.
Vou filmar. Será que apareceu mais algum, parceiro? Ó, aquela hora tava aparecendo um. Apareceu, mano, logo 3. Que louco, eu fiquei como? É alienígena, viu?
Que é essa, mano?
Me contem o que vocês acham que é isso.
fuck is this? Literally just hovering here. Just fucking lightly moving around. It's not a balloon. What the fuck is that?
that ring. That's crazy. I can't tell what that is.
In 1992, when a local farmer in the Zhejiang province of China was digging a well, he discovered something phenomenal. As he dug deeper into the ground, he unexpectedly broke through the surface and found himself staring into a vast underground chamber. Upon realizing the significance of his find, the farmer reported the discovery to the authorities. Archaeologists and experts were brought in to investigate the site, and what they uncovered was truly extraordinary. The farmer's accidental well digging had opened up a hidden underground labyrinth of interconnected chambers, stretching over an immense area. Estimates suggest that approximately 1 million cubic meters of rock were dug out to create these underground chambers called the Longju Caves. The Longju Caves are estimated to be at least 2,000 years old. The intricacy and scale of these carvings indicate that the builders had advanced knowledge of the geology, possessed advanced engineering skills, and possibly some kind of lost technology that we are not aware of today.
Clareia a floresta toda. Isso aqui é uma foto mesmo tirada, não é?
Não, isso é real.
Não pode o negócio
Rick,
desse.
vai com ela. A Cida falou, escute, a Cida falou que se você tiver um lugar escuro e você tirar
várias
que aparece coisa que você não vê. Eu vi mais coisa, Luz.
Hoje nós vamos tirar foto lá.
Uma vez eu desci uma nave
você chora quando você vê.
Desceu uma nave.
A energia dele é tão poderosa que você chora.
Você flutua.
E quem tirou essa foto? A dona Cida disse que ela flutuava quando
flutuou quando ele apareceu pra mim.
Mas a dona Cida vê, tem gente que vê.
Eu vou vir pra cá pra mim poder ver de novo.
Por isso que é a cura.
Porque eu vou lá buscar.
Mata, ele tem quase 3 metros de altura. Olha ele ali, ó. Olha lá ele lá, tá vendo?
Olha, isso aqui é foto que tiraram.
Foto que eu tirei.
Ah, você...
Lá na floresta que eu vou.
Ele é um ser que aparece...
Na floresta.
Não, aquele eu quero ver das pedras. Vocês vão ver.
Olha lá ele lá, olha lá ele.
Olha esse aqui.
São guardiões da mata, né?
Guardião da mata.
Tem guardião do morro também.
Ele aparece na boca da noite.
Aquele que faz... parece uma... Tá esganado, é guardião do morro.
Tipo um pai da mata.
Aquele...
No, olha essa foto aqui. Você. E a do anjo? Passa do anjo.
Vocês dois.
Olha só. Uma foto e isso aqui. Cadê a do anjo? Mostra a do anjo de novo.
A do ser é mais... Não, aquele brilhoso perto da Casa das Pedras.
Olha aqui essa foto. Olha tipo um anjo bem aqui em cima. Olha que coisa doida. Tá louco.
Yeah, I've noticed these rabbits more than once while walking my dog, and it turns out I'm not alone. So I reached out to Colorado Parks and Wildlife. It seems rabbits enjoy living in Fort Collins just as much as people. They're often spotted hopping through neighborhoods looking for grub. But some southeast Fort Collins neighbors noticed bunnies where cute wasn't exactly the word that came to mind. I snapped this photo of one of the rabbits I've seen with the growth. I also saw this photo posted on Reddit, also spotted in Fort Collins.
Like a scabbyish looking kind of growth over her face.
Looks like it was black quills or black toothpicks sticking out all around his mouth.
Susan Mansfield said she saw a different bunny with tentacles in her yard in recent years.
He had the same black stuff on him, and I thought he would die off during the winter, but he didn't. He came back a second year, and it grew.
Some
Yes, I have.
feel bad for our tiny neighbors.
If they have, something that, we can help them with.
Colorado Parks and Wildlife confirms this is a virus that's not contagious to other animals like people's dogs, but they say leave this wildlife alone like you would with any of the neighborhood bunnies. Colorado Parks and Wildlife wasn't available for an interview today, but they did talk to me over the phone. They said these growths are kind of like benign cancer cells or like warts that just keep growing. They said they don't harm the rabbits unless they grow on sensitive areas like the eyes or mouth, which could of course impact eating. In Fort Collins, Amanda Gilbert, 9 News.
So I just saw the alien and I've recorded it on my TV with a tripod because I recorded on that camera and I can't get it off the disc. So that's the way I had to do it. This is just using a normal camera. Okay.
Can you come out of the grass? No, no, it ran away.
You trying to zoom in? Holy crap. What do you want?